I used to feel a certain type of way about it. I do. I correct him. I say it. Okay, no. That person you're talking about is not a comedian. He's a social media comedian.
There's more to love than making love, baby. There's more to love than making love.
What's funny comedy?
Yo, you not in our lane, so quit acting like we rockin' the same. What's funny comedy podcast? Are you not entertained? It's time to man up. My live people, put your hands up. From improvisations to stand up, we band up. These haters overheated. We going undefeated. Sit downs and live interviews. It's what the culture needed. A new monopoly for black comedy.
What's up, family? It's your girl, Mila. Welcome back to the What's Funny Today show, where we talk about all things urban comedy on stage, online, and behind the scenes. Before I introduce our guest for today, got to give it up for you, the audience. We appreciate you hitting like, share, subscribe. We love you for that. Commenting. All the comedians, thank you so much. It's been great following you all, just like you follow us. And without further ado, got to introduce the cast. The guy, he's the brains behind this and one half of the What's Funny Comedy Festival, born right here in Chicago. This is year number 2. My boss, you know him, you love him, and he's fly. Knowledge Beckham.
Thank you, Mila. I appreciate it. Technically, I'm from Africa, but
You're from Africa?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm bullshitting.
I'm like, dang, all right. Well, now he's funny today, right? And our resident comedian Sean Morgan.
How you doing?
Yeah.
And this guy is funny. I have to say this, out loud because I read this. If you ever witnessed a delay show, you completely understand that dude is not right in the head, which I thought was really funny. He's the author of the book, The Journey Behind the Smile. He is hilarious. He's animated. He tells a story like none other. He will leave audiences breathless. Comedian Delay.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you pulling up here.
Yeah.
Should be
Thank you
earning that $4.
Yeah.
What $4?
We ain't got there yet. I'm working on it.
So, Delay, I don't know. Have you seen the show before?
I have.
Okay, so you know how this works. It's great conversation. It's you and Sean. Knowledge will chime in. And I'm just here to help the conversation move along. So if I jump in and help you all kind of like get to the next phase, that's what I do.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So want to start off with, in your opinion, Delay, can you truly call yourself a comedian if you've never hit the stage?
Nope. Nope. There's nothing that can substitute that. You can stand in the mirror, you can stand around your friends, you could get in front of your family. Until you get on a stage or until you get on a microphone and you're standing before people that are waiting to hear comedy, you can't call yourself a comedian. You can't do it.
So how does it feel when someone from Instagram says, I'm a comedian? Do you correct them?
I used to feel a certain type of way about it. I do. I correct them. I say it. Okay, no. That person you're talking about is not a comedian. He's a social media comedian. Because the audience doesn't understand.
Right.
Most of them don't understand. Yeah. So it's our duty, those that know, to explain it to them, because it could this thing can fall into the wrong hands. And now you have a group of people thinking that this is what our craft is, and it's not that. And I always make the correction. I'm like, no. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm a social media influencer. I'm a hybrid. I can be proficient on stage. I can be proficient on social media. That person you're talking about is really dope on social media. And it's slightly disrespectful to throw them in that lane.
Right.
You know what I mean? For the people that's been doing it for a while, because we know what it takes. And then for the ones that have converted and they've been able to make that adjustment and that transition, they understand now. There's no substitute for it. You got to get on stage and practice and practice and practice. You can't do it no other way.
Yeah. So, D, when do you got it? All right, I'm an influencer. I hit the stage. When do I become, this is for both of you all, when do I become a comedian? When should I get to the point where I can comfortably say I'm a comedian? Is it amount of time? Is it I've made it to this pay grade? Is it somebody else has to stamp me? When does that happen? Sean, I'll kick it to you and then Delay chime in.
Unfortunately, bro, as much as I hate to say it, the moment you get paid to do comedy makes you a professional comedian, whether you're good or bad. Okay. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. So it's just like if somebody goes viral for licking poop off of a pole and they get 100 million followers And there's 20 dumbasses that'll spend money to see what they do outside of licking shit off poles. And they get a bag for it. Technically, they're a comedian at that point. Now, are you a respectable motherfucker? Absolutely not. But unfortunately, by definition, the moment you get paid for it, you become a professional at that.
Okay.
Let me tell you why I never agree with whenever you get paid. I could give my uncle $5 right now to get up here and do some shit.
Right.
But we can't call him a comedian. I just gave a nigga $5.
Right.
That's all it was.
Gave a stipend.
That's all that transaction was. That nigga got up there and did his shit for $5.
Right.
So, but I get what you're saying. What you're saying is
Make a
once
living?
someone is
Would that
paying
be
you,
better?
Right?
You tell
Like
me
if you can make a living doing it.
I look at it like this: once you have you've delved in and you said, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I don't have no other way of supporting myself other than this.
Right.
If you made that commitment, you're a comedian.
You're a comedian.
You know, I don't care how funny you are. You've made that first commitment to say, hey man, listen, I'm gonna step out on faith and say, you know what, let me see how this works.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm going up once a month. You know, I may or may not be getting paid, but the commitment is there. And you know what?
I hope you get some of the phone calls I got for making that very
He's trying to
fucking
pass it
statement.
off.
You might have said it different, but I don't know.
I didn't.
Well, so I guess I gotta ask. We've asked other comedians. So if you have a full-time job, right, can you consider yourself a professional comedian?
Let me tell you why I say yes, and I understand the no's.
Right.
The no's is, hey man, this all we do. Ain't no way, man. If this gig don't work, I gotta, nah. From a crafts standpoint, of honing the craft and working it and quitting my job and saying I'm gonna be full time with this, I get that.
Right.
On the other end, right? Let's say LeVar. Right?
Yep.
Prime example, LeVar.
Yep.
Who is a certified pharmacist.
Dr. LeVar. Yeah.
And who is a full-time comedian.
Yep.
So he's got a job.
Well, he quit. He quit 4 years ago.
But
he can go back.
Yeah. he can still go back. You know what I mean? But ultimately, man, you gotta be all in with this. That's how you get the respect. It's a level of respect that you get from your peers when I'm like, oh, his story just like mine.
You know what? It's I should have got it, but it's becoming clear because I've heard you through multiple episodes. I'm listening to Delay. And I know you all's joint is like a fraternity, right? Mm-hmm. And as Noops, you really just can't run around this motherfucker. And that shit is really, really serious. I remember when who was it? Bootsy, I think, it took his brother's shit and put some Perry on. So he got some KSI shit on. Like, it was, I don't care what you do out here in these streets. Motherfuckers trying to pull up on you because that's how serious we take it. And sometimes I don't think the general audience, you talk about influences or whatever, that comedian could just be thrown around, but it's like, no, don't really play with this. And probably cats coming in don't understand that until they get some of that backlash. But I want to transition to this because it's been on my mind. We haven't had the conversation. But I think it's educational, right? So we get into our Dave Chappelle conversations and some of the greats and the Mount Rushmores, et cetera. I'd like to break down, and I'm assuming, I think you all think about it this way, but there's different comedic styles. But I don't think we've necessarily labeled them, mumble rap, lyricist, this, that. What would, if we share with the audience kind of like the labels of a comedian type, how would you, one, is that a thing? Is that a thing amongst the fraternity? And secondly, or sorority for women, but what are they? If we named them out and like, what are some examples of that type of?
It's crazy you said that. We see it. We see the different styles. Sean's style, totally different. Just got his own thing.
Yep.
We see all these different styles, but I never thought about it. What if we categorize comedic style?
So if
I would say, to me, the only main thing I would separate is like what we do from a Arnaz J or
Correct.
Steve Brown. Like, I'm not taking anything away from them, but they're more physical.
Yep.
Justin, you know, they use their bodies more than actual. And I'm not trying to say anything because I'm friends.
You got to put that disclaimer.
with them.
They must have been coming for you.
They always come for Sean.
They must have been
Sean
coming
get
for
beat up on the joint.
Yeah.
But
So that's the only thing I could really see as separation.
So
I don't separate anything.
I want to
hold
throw.
on. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, so I did a little bit of digging. I am a comedy nerd at this point, and there are articles written kind of trying to categorize comedy. So there's slapstick comedy, like you said, with physical, dark comedy, self-deprecating humor, romantic comedy, high comedy, and I don't think that I, as an audience member, even knew that there were different
as a comedian,
styles
didn't know that shit till you
of
just
comedy:
said it.
situational comedy, parody, surreal humor, tragic, farce, wordplay comedy, deadpan comedy. So I learned a lot from this article in classifying
it's
the
physical,
style.
mainstream, and urban. Those are the only three
See,
things
I would give
really
more.
look at.
I get some of those, but like I think this is like when people start to talk about goats or whatever, I think it comes back to why I still will look for a new Jay or Nas album versus a new Kendrick, right? One, it's era, but it's just you like what you like, right? So I think we had a Dave Chappelle shit. What I tell you is that at 32, it might not have been during the Def Jam era. I might be like, that shit, he was around then, but nevertheless, that might not have been anything.
That's the part that I don't like to bring up that people never mention, bro. When we seen LeBron James as a rookie,
Yeah.
we seen he was great and he was going to be great. He stuck around. He's had good numbers. When we see Eddie Murphy at 18,
Yep.
we knew greatness. We seen greatness. Chappelle went known but unnoticed for a very long time, right? And I'm not trying to sound like a dick. He is good.
Yeah.
He is a Carmelo. He is in the top best players to ever play this game. I'm not taking that away from him. But GOATs are recognized almost immediately. You don't take time Bernie Mac, bro, Def Jam. When you seen Bernie from Stir Like Motherfucking Coffee, there was no doubt that nigga was ever funny. And there were times that black people did not know who Chappelle was, and when they did, initially they did not accept him.
Got it.
But he just stuck around long enough for kind of everybody else to fuck the game up to make him rise to the top, bro. It's like if I was a bench player in the NBA and they start picking influencers to be in the NBA, nigga, I'm going to be dunking my nuts. It's going to be in these niggas' faces consistently because I'm really about ball in life. These niggas is TikTok layup niggas. So Chappelle is the GOAT by default because we don't have nobody to compare him to in the scheme of how long he's been around.
See, that's what
By default?
Yeah,
Default.
he uses tough language. This is what gets us
He
fucked
got,
up.
he got an honorary doctorate.
Default.
And I agree with probably 80% of, I guess where I'm going even with the types is Chappelle is a type of comedian. That is for Ryan Davis, who we just had on. Like, I'm looking at the comments. He's a type of comedian that it just ain't gonna make it for some people, right? That doesn't mean he ain't funny. That ain't mean he ain't talented. It's your...
I've never said any of that.
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm going back to the original conversation to see if we can put those lanes in place because I consider Dave to be different than Bill Bellamy. They're both comedians.
Yeah.
Right? But they're going to attract a different, they're both funny, but there's people going to run to see Bill who won't see Dave, vice versa, and then there's people who are going to see both. And so again, as we kind of come through your craft, I wanted to shout some people out in terms of who they are, but then if we were to bucket their comedy a little bit, smooth jazz, that, if we bucket it, how do they bucket? And for you, for an example, I've always rocked with you because regardless of the subject matter, it's very well thought out. You might sit on the stool the whole time, but that's going to speak to me because I'm like, this motherfucker thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? The way his wheels turn is different, where I can see another comedian, I'm like, the wheels turning in a totally different way, but they're hilarious, right? Till I can see Lil Rel with the character shit. You know what I'm saying? And you see him transforming on stage to this character. And so those are all different types of comedians to me. You know, Bill Cosby and the storytelling. And so again, I never really hear conversations where they get put in lanes and like that. And that's not being divisive. It's just sometimes when you get to who your fans are, it's because they actually like that lane more than that lane.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
And I want you to be, and this is for you too, because anybody who watches this, and this is going to make me sound like a hater and a dick, but I don't care, right? When I watch Chappelle, I see the punchline, I'm like, ha, boy, that was witty.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But when I watched certain niggas, like it's tears, and my stomach hurt, my face hurt. I've never gotten that because the jokes are 10 fucking minutes in between each other. I don't get a chance to collectively hurt. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Like
It's some people that don't let up. People like, oh my God, well, this nigga shut up. God damn. Oh Lord, shit. Chappelle, you be like, ha ha. And you ain't got to worry about it for 7-8 more minutes because he's getting back into the next
But
bit.
see, I don't need that all the time.
It's a comedy show.
Nigga, I like to vary in my laughter. Like, I don't like.
It's a comedy show. I want to laugh as many times. It's like a roller coaster with one dip, and that's all you do.
That's almost then like comparing everybody, like somebody to Bernie. If I'm elite, they do it with Michael Jordan, right? That's why Mike coming back. Like, if you're gonna keep doing that, you're gonna fuck the whole game up because you're not gonna get Mike. That's not gonna keep coming out. So Eddie, whoever the GOATs are, like for me, I have to. We doing a festival with a lot of new folks. Like when people. You're not going to cry. These are people developing their joint 3-4 years in. There's levels to it.
The Jim Carrey shit is one of the funniest things I've ever heard, bro. I'm not taking that away from Mr. Chappelle. However, he has never made me be like, oh, please stop.
But you know, it boils down to styles again. It boils down to styles. It boils down to...
You have done it.
Yeah,
you have done it.
Right.
So if a nigga can make me laugh consistently, maybe not as smart for an hour, and a nigga can make me smart laugh 7 times in an hour because it's 8 minutes per joke, how do we give this nigga that over you if this is about the jokes? So if I do an hour and my punchline is really amazing, like I build you up for 55 minutes, and this is the best punchline you ever heard in your life. Am I the greatest comedian ever for the one joke I just told? And if you say yeah, then we got to double back because we had conversations about why Biggie not bigger than Pop because of one album. Why this ain't this because of one album. So we can't pick and choose which crafts can be degraded, diluted into what we want to fit our narrative. If I buy an album, I don't want to hear one good song every 8 tracks. You know what I mean? Even if the shit is amazing, that's not a good album. But because we like Chappelle, we're giving him a pass that we don't even understand we giving him. You doing 8 minutes to get one cold ass laugh, which is great. That's your single. But we looking at albums.
You don't like Dave.
I do. I love Dave.
You do?
I do, but I'm realistic.
It's something. Let me
I'm
hear your thoughts.
realistic.
Yeah, so
we've
let's
had
see
this
what
conversation.
D-Lay has
I'm
to say.
interested in where you land with everything you just heard. I mean, even if you want to start with the Chappelle side of it, what do you think about him as a comedian? Sean's comments?
From his perspective, you know, it's a lot of people that's like that. It's some people that look at what I do and they're on the other end of it saying, well, I mean, I don't want to laugh every damn time. I want to pause. I want to understand what the story goes.
Right.
So it goes both ways. And it boils down. Some people like chicken, some people like fish.
Right.
And the people that like fish can't be like, this nigga like chicken. I can't believe this nigga. They're both good.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're both good. But it's what's on your palate. What's your palate like?
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
And I think it's beautiful that we have all these different styles.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful that we got all these different types of people that we can call out, that we can go see, that stands out and are in their own lane and paints the picture with their own brush.
Yeah.
I think that's dope. You don't want us all, everybody just sit down on the stool.
Right. Absolutely.
But if everybody that walked out, you got 15 people at the festival, everybody walked out and sat on the stool.
Yeah.
You can be like, God, there's something.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
You ain't got no fish.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So I think it's a beautiful thing to see these different, especially with you know, black comedians, to see how everybody. I look at stuff in a different space, man, and I hear y'all talking about the gatekeeping.
Yeah.
I don't believe in gatekeeping. I
Wait,
don't believe in it.
that it doesn't,
You don't-
that it exists?
Exactly.
I personally don't believe that it exists for me because I don't paint the picture of that. That's my reality. Now, I used to feel like that.
Okay.
I used to be like, this nigga, you can't put me, God damn. And then I matured in the business and I realized, hey man, it is a business. And when you realize it's a business and you have the talent, you start paving out ways for yourself. Like, I used to sit back and be like, man, they got to put me on a show, man. I mean, come on, man. I'm nice with it. Put me on the show.
Right.
And that was the young delay. And then the mature delay said, you know what? Why are you relying on these people so much? Why are you putting all your dreams on them? You came out here from Louisiana to Hollywood to say, hey, let's see how this go. So why are you waiting?
Right.
Can you write? Yep. Can you act? Yep. Are you dope at stand-up? Yep. Okay, cool. Create your own lane. That's why I started doing stuff on social media. And when I started doing it, bro, you know how crazy, let me tell you how crazy this business is. I got a good momentum going right now.
Right.
Do you know last year, I had 8 bookings? I had 8 bookings last year. And I was sick.
Right.
I kept seeing different tours, package tours pop up. I'm like, damn, I could be all right on that. I mean,
What you mean? 8 major
I got 8 bookings. I know you're looking for some more shit.
Yeah.
Period.
I'm like, you mean the big joints?
That's it. 8 clubs, different bookings.
Yeah.
Just sporadically. 8
In a year.
in 365. And I'm watching people put up their calendars when they loaded with
Right.
dates. And I'm like, I'm never hating on them. I'm inspired. I'm like, damn, that's dope. Because that person probably deserved it.
Right.
That guy deserved it. And my wife Lisa said, just focus on your social media. Just focus on,
Yeah.
you ain't getting booked anyway. Your ass at home anyway. Just focus on your social media. So I started pumping out videos. And I was like, I'm going to do like 2 videos a day. And then it's funny how people think they have the blueprint to this social media shit. You don't. There is none. You should post at 6 in the morning and then at 9 and then at 12 and then at 8 p.m. should be your final. Fuck all that. Let me tell you why I say fuck all that. Excuse my language. Excuse me.
Nah, fuck.
I don't do that. You see when I post?
Yeah.
I post 7 to 10 times a day. You know what I realized? Motherfuckers always got their phone in their hand.
Yeah.
When
Right.
they in the bed, they got
Right.
their phone in their hand.
Right.
Let me tell you something. I drop a video at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Drop that. Somebody gonna watch it.
Right.
It's some niggas up like, man, let me up. What's on the gram, man? Delay.
Yeah.
So all that post schedule, post time. Now, I'm not saying it's not effective. I'm saying if you really want to really put out
make it do
the
it,
most
yeah.
and get the most, you just gotta drop shit. You gotta, guess what? If Beyonce said at 3 a.m., I'm dropping an album. You think it's gonna be quiet?
No.
Not at all.
You think it's
The
gonna be
world
quiet?
is waiting.
Period.
Because if you got some shit, it don't matter when you drop it.
Right.
And it don't matter where you drop it.
Right.
If it's hot on Tubi, that motherfucker gonna be hot on Netflix. Hot is hot. Heat is heat.
Right.
Indeed. So I love that. I love that perspective. Is there did that perspective change? Because you are one who speaks from someone who's going out with the major headliner for years. And so is your gatekeeping lens a little bit different because a motherfucking kind of swung the motherfucker open for you a little bit and you didn't benefited, et cetera, et cetera.
I can say that I'm honestly surprised by his answer.
Okay.
Because Bill is an anomaly. And we talked
Facts.
about that earlier. Bill is the only nigga that I know that had niggas that didn't fire people, bitch about their time, bitch about the jokes. Don't say this, don't do that. Bill, he encourages you to do well in front of him.
For real.
And so, but he's also probably the biggest known victim of this gatekeeping phenomenon. Bill is great, bro. And what I mean by that is create a booty call. Niggas still say that. Niggas still try to, man, see what's up with somebody. Like, created that term.
Yep.
How to Be a Player was a classic movie.
Yep.
Definitely had classic sets on Def Jam.
Facts.
Hosted hosted his
MTV.
own show that was good. He hosted Last Comic Standing, which was great. The nigga was the first nigga on MTV.
Yep.
Right? Multiple specials. Janet Jackson shot at this nigga. You know what I mean? Classic movies with Love Jones. Like, this nigga body of work is insane. And yet, whenever people mention greatness or they touring or who's hot, that nigga is never on it, bro. And to say that shit ain't intentional, he can't be more visible, bro. He can't be more visible.
Who is gatekeeping Bill Bellamy?
But what I'm saying is,
Because after
this
all
is
those
a conversation
accolades-
I've had with Bill.
Right, but listen, but after all those accolades, like,
Yeah, he gets his own bag. He gets his own bag. But I've talked to him personally. He gets his own bag, but he like, damn, I'd have liked at least the opportunity to turn down We the Ones, one of these other tours. I'm not even getting the call for this
got
shit.
it.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I got
so
you.
he doesn't need
I got
it.
you. I got you.
He
I got you.
doesn't
My bad,
need
Sean.
it, but he's never incorporated in none of these thought processes. And he's probably the biggest example of niggas that keep away from him.
Okay, so is it the person who puts together We Them Ones that maybe doesn't think Bill fits, or is it one of the
It would be
comedians
different
that
if it was
on-
one thing. What has he been in collectively, period?
That's the conversation we had before and off camera. What I'm trying to find is who is the fucking boogeyman. There's somebody who controls shit, right? Like, I don't know the names, but you can throw out names of they control Hollywood, right? These 4 or 5 dudes, all the big studios, what have you. So I'm going to call them gatekeepers. I know they're going to have specific relationships, right? And so we're meeting with Sean and we ask Sean about certain things, and Sean purposely doesn't bring other people up. I can understand that, but that's
We
when I'm
starting
trying
to fly into a cap zone, bro.
Okay.
We starting to fly into a cap zone because you've seen with your own eyes how people will manipulate situations and forget that they done said shit, right? I'm gonna go there. Fuck it.
Yeah, go there.
I'm gonna go there.
I want to understand.
So I know a person, and we'll keep his name out of it, right? Became very
No!
successful.
We
Yeah,
gotta,
yeah,
we
Yep.
gotta
He
put
became-
this
That's
nigga
why I wanted to
in
know.
it. That's the whole point of
He
talk.
became
Put
very
this nigga
successful.
under that
If you-
muffler.
If you figure out who it is, then you figure out who it is, right? But people said, "Hey man, why you don't do more people? More shit for people at the crib?" And his words was, "I don't have the type of power that people think that I have." But then he said on a later interview that I handpicked this person to play my sister on my show because she's my friend. I said if I ever had the chance to work with this nigga, I would have the opportunity to work with this nigga, then I would. And this person was in his sitcom. So everybody that you just publicly said that you handpicked to be on the show was on your show, but then you doubled down and said, "Oh man, I can't help nobody. I ain't got no power like that." So it's like, nigga, which one is it, bro? You just said that you picked 2 people. You just said it out your own mouth. But then you double down and say, "I can't help people."
But two will never be enough, and it don't all have to happen within this particular vacuum. Cause Sean, you'll never.
The point is, people got power, and they choose to use their power to stay in power.
And use power like loosely, bro. Like, and that's kind of what Ryan said. A lot of motherfuckers like real power is real power.
Yeah.
Some people
No,
can
but
make
what
a
I'm
couple.
saying is this. What I'm saying is this, right? And this is just me being a buck.
Mm-hmm.
You got 1 million followers, right? If you got a friend, I ain't even.
I'm about to say, yeah, don't
Okay,
short him. Don't
sorry,
short him.
sorry. I just mean I got 7,000, so I'm not even in the fucking conversation. I'm not even in the conversation, so I'm definitely not being disrespectful with that. I'm not even in that lane. But if you got 2 million followers and you got a person, and I'm not even talking about me. We friends, but I'm just not that type of nigga. But you got a nigga who really out here talented. He don't have a lane. He don't whatever. How hard is it for you to say, "Hey man, I'm gonna throw this nigga one skit, or I'll just post one video. This is free, and this is something that you can do just to boost a little awareness for a motherfucker that you think got talent." So it's cap when I'm not asking you. You don't even necessarily. Do you understand that if you know Kevin Hart, Michael Blackson, these niggas, and they all shoot one 30-second clip of you within a week of each other, they can help you eat. And that ain't no power at all. That's no power shift in that at all. But motherfuckers ain't even doing that. So to say, oh, people can't do this, and they can, bro, people can collectively help each other if they wanted to, because it's a different game. If I don't know how to edit and do the internet, I should be able to call D-Lay and be like, hey man, help me out with this shit. You a real nigga. I know you would do it if I reached out to you, but you know how many motherfuckers that if you ask them for simple shit, they'll be like, oh man, I can't even really, I can't do. But then motherfuckers will double down on that and say that they don't have power. Nigga, you got 8 million followers.
Well,
if you post one clip, if 10% of that see that's 800,000 people
but that's
who
reflective.
now know a nigga because you just gave them a slight nudge.
Yeah,
So
it's a reflective of the
I-
community though. Like I get what you're saying. Like, again, sometimes we have our back and forths. It's like I feel like sometimes you're in like a lane or a bubble of just comedy. If every motherfucker in Chicago actually reposted the festival. It's good. It's putting black motherfuckers on doing this. It ain't gonna happen, and that ain't even an expectation. Because I know that there's just some motherfuckers, if I did it, and not like they got beef with me, just I ain't really trying to show motherfucker what dude doing. Like, there's a lot of things that happen. Like your expectation that has to happen or should happen.
It's
In a perfect world, it would.
So I want to
an
jump in right here,
expectation.
guys. So
Okay.
I got to jump in here because we want to hear a little bit more from D-Lay on this, and then I have another question for you. So do you feel as though there is a need or a requirement, once you hit a certain level as a comedian, for you to purposely, intentionally identify who's ready to go up and make it happen for them? Whether that's reposting, sharing, putting them on the show, do you believe that that's necessary to be done?
Yeah, it's a revolving door. If I'm in a certain position and I'm bigger than the open micer right there,
Yep.
but I see this open micer developer, it is our duty, in fact, to say, hey man, you nice. Hey, listen, how long you been doing it? Okay, 4 years. Man, listen, man, what you got going on next weekend? Okay, how much time you got? You got 30 minutes? All right, listen, man, you nice. I wanna get you opening for me we all have to do that. That's how the game keeps evolving. If I just sit here on my throne and just be like, yeah, it's me. Yeah, hey man, can I go on your show? Nah, I'm good. I'm killing the cycle of what we say we love. And if you love this, when I'm gone, I want this thing I want it to be another funny dude. I want it to be other packs of funny people. So I think it's our duty to say something to these people, educate these youngsters. I may not be able to get you on the show, but hey man, listen, that shit means something as a youngster when you hear some words like that from a vet.
Certain.
You know what I mean? For somebody to walk up and be like, hey man, how long you been doing it? They've watched your set. They're seeing something in you. And that shit, that gives you the confidence. And we need confidence in this business.
That makes me like one quick follow-up question with that. So you may think that as a professional comedian, you're opening doors, but somebody else might believe that you're still gatekeeping. How do you balance that?
I don't even look at the other side. If I'm doing the right thing and I know I'm doing the right thing, I don't care what nobody's saying that I'm doing bad. I don't care. If I help comedians and nobody ever mentions it, I don't care, as long as I know and you know I help you. That's it. We don't have to make this big grand,
announcement
about, hey, listen, look how I'm helping these comedians. You shouldn't even do that because they're gonna talk shit anyway.
Right. Right.
They're gonna talk shit. And like what you saying, like, okay, let's say the guy said he put on 2 cats from the crib.
Mm-hmm.
You know what somebody gonna say? Nigga, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all you can put on.
Right.
Nigga, it's yours. So it's never gonna be enough. So, like, for instance, you were saying, you made the reference, like, okay, one of your skits, if somebody wanted to get in, me, I'm different. If I got something and you fall in the lane of it, yeah. But we so busy as entrepreneurs, as entertainers, as social media influencers, I don't be forgetting, I don't be remembering niggas until I see, not that I don't think about you, but
I get it.
until you came up again, like, oh shit, man, yeah, goddamn, Sean would be dope for this. This would be dope. So it's not like we're intentionally blocking out people and not paying attention to them. It's like I'm trying to work on this script. I got to remember my lines. I'm producing this shit. I'm directing. I got a whole, it's my show, but look at all these different things I got going on here. I may forget John Doe over here, even though me and John Doe cool.
So blame it on your head, not your heart type vibe.
I like that.
Yeah.
That was very Christian.
And that is real. And thank you for being somebody who basically said the same thing I said, but in a more eloquent way.
I love that. So I kind of want to ask you, since we're talking about like grand announcements, right? Do you still respect comedians who air out beefs online, or should comedy beefs stay private? What do you think?
It's a business now. Once they see it's a business, you can't unsee it. You can't undo it now. Once people realize if I get out here and I talk reckless, I get eyeballs on me.
Yeah.
That means, okay, so these eyeballs that see me say this, they're probably going to want to hear me say this at my show. So that translates into ticket sales. Yeah. So now that I know I got this, this ball of momentum with beefs, I always can sell tickets.
Right.
I mean, if it bleeds, it leads. That's what we say in journalism.
I don't like it. Me personally, I don't like it because anybody's ever followed me, you ain't following me for beef. You ain't following me to say, man, who D-Lay talking about today? You follow me because I'm finna go to this nigga page and I'm gonna see some shit that's funny. Period. I'm gonna feel good. It's gonna be some positive shit. It may be some wild ass shit, but nothing in my brand goes with beef. We talk about making people laugh, and that's crazy.
You said shit, and I immediately went to that chocolate
is,
sundae. I fainted on a plane. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And I'm trying to keep it together. But that was the funniest 7 minutes I've ever seen on YouTube. So
True
I'm trying to
story.
get it together. It was hilarious. I'm sorry, Sean.
Nah, it's good. Like, beef is, when people use the word comedy beef, that's really oxymoronic within itself.
It is.
It's laughable, right? And this is the shit that kills me about a lot of the shit that's going on right now. It gotta be coming from, all hatred comes from some form of jealousy, right? And I'm glad that's not some shit that I experienced. Like, I'm a nigga that's happy for everybody. And I like to see people flourish. I like to see people succeed. But I think the cappingest part about a lot of this beef, like I'm sure you've seen the shit. It was some comedians in Chicago. They was going live back and forth about a joke, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the crazy shit is that it was none of their jokes. So I'm sitting there like, goddamn, niggas is really fighting over another nigga's bit. That's fucking insane. And I wanted to jump in, and I told him, I said I wanted to jump in, and I had the video and everything of the original person that was doing it, because I called them on the phone. I said, do you know these motherfuckers is out here arguing over the bloop bloop bit? And they was like, God damn, right? So we laughing about it. I won't say who did the bit, but I'll say what the bit was. The bit was about a nigga with a soft dick fucking and stuffing the dick in, right? The first person I think they say mush the dick. They say mush the dick. But Melanie Camacho been stuffing the dick for 100 years, Camacho, right? Yeah. So I called Melanie and I said, hey man, this shit is crazy. Like, these motherfuckers really out here about the smushing the dick. And Melanie being the class act funny, I love her so much. She said, well, you said it's a guy doing the joke. I said, yeah. She said, well, how this nigga know about getting dick stuffed in? I was like, say less. But that's what's crazy about the beef, is because it's so much shit. If it's real, then it's something that you should see the person for. Because it's people that I don't get along with. We never discuss that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even the beef that was squashed, like between me and Bald Head, we never talked about that shit, and that shit is over. But there's still actively niggas that I don't fuck with that can't speak on certain shit around me, by me, whatever. And it's not beef if you a real ass man and you from real shit. Beef is, that shit come with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? This just a bunch of niggas that are underachievers. I don't even know what the fuck word to use. But if you Cat Williams, and I love Cat, but like he be taking shots at people, and it's like, man, y'all all got to the bag, bro. Like, this niggas out here ain't even getting to this motherfucker. Y'all arguing amongst shit that ain't even got shit to do with shit, bro. So, like, this shit crazy.
This makes me think like Knowledge with the comedy festival. If there were two comedians that didn't like each other and it became very, very public, Do you think as a festival producer, you would leverage that and bring eyes and use that to get people to come to the festival? Or are you trying to navigate that, kind of squash it and help redirect the energy?
Well, it's a real situation, but it's like beef. As we do this podcast, like we could take this podcast in many different directions.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, thankfully, I'm making all right living without bringing like that type of energy into my life, right? To Sean's point, like I said, like shit can get serious.
Yeah.
Like I really, thankfully, I ain't had people run around and say a lot of shit about me because I ain't like that. But
And I have.
I
And
really,
I'm still not like
I really
that.
feel a way about that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I feel a way about it. Like if you say something like, and I hear it, it bothers me, right? And so I don't want to have to react off of shit. So I'm not going to play into that sort of energy. And it's funny you mentioned that. I think I mentioned it to Sean, and we had a call the other day with the host of the festival, and something that Rail and I talked about doing. And a lot of it's come really from Sean, and just what we do here is a town hall on the last day where influencers, content creators, what have you, stand-up comedians, young, old, like, let's come together, right? Not on Kumbaya, but like you motherfuckers running around like ain't shit happening here. You're right. It's just a lot of motion and ain't doing nothing. Like, can we pull this together, put something together, and this is how we're gonna move at the end of the day. Like,
Well, this is why shit ain't gonna work with that, bro. And I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Because niggas don't even say the shit to
not a
each
good
other.
mindset though, but go ahead.
Nah, I mean, I feel you.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I
Such a
feel
negative
you.
man.
Not good mindset.
I can tell you.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
The situation that just happened, all parties involved had phone conversations.
Yep.
And they thought the shit was over. And then the shit, it was a reflash. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, there's no honor. Like, I'm from where I'm from. So if me and D-Lay sit down and we have a conversation, we either stand up from the table and know the shit on or it's over. But we ain't gonna be like, all right, nigga, good shit, and then get on the phone. This bitch ass nigga D-Lay just was like, that's some hoe ass shit. That eliminates the point of talking. Do you get what I'm saying? So the only way that shit, I'm gonna tell you my proposal.
Sure.
And this is how we could really make some money. Comedy smokers. Smoker in the military term is when niggas that outrank people and you felt like you was getting bullied by a nigga that overranked you, you can request a smoker. That means y'all take y'all shirt off, y'all two grown ass men, and y'all just slap box to do what the fuck y'all got to do. And when the shit over, then it's over. That's the only way to get to the bottom of a lot of this shit, bro. Like if you, and I'm saying do it in a professional way.
Yeah.
You got two niggas feel like they doing the same joke, put some headgear on, get them niggas in some gloves, sell some tickets, and whoever win the
Just
fight,
bop
keep
each
the
other
joke.
on the head. Hilarious.
Whoever win the fight, keep the joke.
Yo, you know what? I'm gonna move on.
I'm gonna try my way first. Before we
First.
comedy slap boxing in the street. But real quick, so we'll see if that works, Mila. Like at the end of the day, we want to do it. Shetty education. And again, it's not
progressive.
easy and it may not work, right? Ultimately at the end of the day, but I think it's worth at least having a conversation. I'd love to go back, like anybody who follows comedy, knows comedy, et cetera, and knows D-Lay, even before the blow up online, we know you as, outside of just funny comedian, but someone who has obviously a relationship with Bill, who toured with Bill. And so kind of take us through that journey.
And didn't he win Who Got Jokes?
No.
But I know that's when, that's
which I was like the top two, right?
Yeah. So kind of walk us through that relationship, where it started, when he brought that opportunity to start touring with him, and anything else, man.
I was in DC. I was doing Who's Got Jokes in DC, and it was a bunch of heavyweights on there. I mean, I was like the kid on the show.
Right.
You know, these guys had done Def Jam already, and I'm like, man, this is a competition for kids. What these grown ass niggas? Pierre was in it.
I remember.
What's my man name? He's Tim.
Michael Collier?
No, not him.
TP.
TP Hearn.
TP Hearn. Yeah.
Him.
That's funny.
You was trying to get it out. It was right there.
You are go to heaven.
That's funny.
Oh shit.
I'm looking around. I was like, man, what are these dudes doing in this competition? This is crazy.
Yeah.
These niggas are grown. It's almost like I went to junior high and I seen my uncles there. I was like, what the fuck are you niggas doing here trying to fuck these girls? You niggas are uncles. You are a whole uncle out here. And I was like, damn, man, you know what? Let me just go do my thing. And I advanced. To Germany. I won that round. I went to Germany. And Bill, I hit him on MySpace. It was MySpace back then. I hit him on MySpace. I was like, hey, man, if this the real Bill Bellamy, I'm looking forward to seeing, rocking with you in Germany. And this nigga wrote back like 3 minutes later. He was like, it is the real Bill Bellamy. I was like, oh shit, it is. That's that nigga. And he said, yeah, man, see you in Germany, man. Bam. We get to Germany. And he was like, man, I want to talk to you. He said, man, who you going on the road with? I was like, man, ain't nobody bringing me on no damn road. He was like, when we get back, I'm gonna bring you on the road with me.
Nice.
And I'm like, this nigga Varnell healing me. This nigga Varnell in me. I can feel it.
I just got that. Yeah,
Hey, man, you gonna be in LA anytime soon?
Right.
Damn. If you were in LA, you would be on my show.
That's too bad you're not there.
This nigga said, he said, yeah, man, I'm gonna take you on the road with me. I was all right, cool. So he took me on the road and like for like a year. You know what I mean? And Sean knows, he was like, man, I don't care what you do on that stage in front of me, man. Go do your thing. You know, the people came here to see me. I want to see, go light this shit up. And most headliners are not going to tell the opener that and mean it.
Right.
You be, hey, man, go kill that shit tonight until you start killing that shit tonight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, man, a lot of cats are very insecure. You know what I mean? Bill's solid. This nigga had some gorillas going in front of him. Ali.
Right.
Me.
Right.
Jay Reed. He had some shit. And he don't care because he's confident in what he does. You know what I mean? And I learned how to be a professional on the road, how to present my comedy. You know what I mean? How to be a professional off the stage. You know what I mean? Because I was wild. Man, I'm wild. I'm wild in these people's hotel room, man. Smoking dope in these people's hotel. I'm in the hotel room one night. We're in Indiana. And I'm wild. I just got on. I don't know about traveling. I don't even know about the smoking fee.
Right.
I don't know nothing about that. For one, my card ain't down, so I ain't tripping on nothing.
Right.
My card is not. I'm good. That nigga rich.
Right.
The nigga up there that brought me on this tour is rich. So I'm wilding, and Bill was like, "Hey man, you want to go outside? You know, when you're doing your little thing." I was, man, I'm good, man. Spray that shit. I don't know why smokers think if you, man, if you pull out some weed, it's gonna light this whole goddamn room up without smoking it, let alone smoking it. And I'm just spray the shit, and I'm good, you know. I get out, I go to check out one morning. It's a Sunday morning, and the lady says, "What room number?" I was like 504. She was like, "Okay, you want your printout?" "Yeah, give me the printout." She pulled it out. She was like, "Oh, okay." I'm looking at it. I was like, "Oh, wait, you got a charge on here. It's $250." She said, "Yes, that was a room charge for smoking." Now at this time, I used to wear combat. I used to wear these cowboy boots with distressed jeans. I always had cowboy boots. I love cowboy boots. So I said, "Oh, no, I made a fuss about it. It's like 6, 7 in the morning. We check it out. I'm making a ruckus." I said, "Oh, wait a minute. $250 for what?" I was like, "Well, we found that it was smoking." "Who? I don't even smoke. And I'm a pastor. I don't even smoke." Right? Tell them you're a pastor. They can't dispute that. So I said, "Man, you don't have no proof." She said, "Give me 1 second. I'll be right back." She came back and she had a picture. No bullshit. She had a picture of the trash can with the blunt guts in the trash.
Oh, evidence.
I said, no, I'm not giving up. I said, "How do I know that's my trash can?" She said, no bullshit. She said, "I'll be right back." She went to the back. She came back. She showed me a picture of the boots that I had on. She said, "Are those your boots?" I said, you said it's $250. It's not $350, it's $250. But I learned, again, being on the road, you had to learn, hey man, listen, you got to be disciplined because on the road, man, you could do whatever you want to do. You want to do cocaine all day before your show.
Right.
So you could really, whatever you want to do. You could do whatever you want. So you have to be disciplined. You have to develop a routine of being disciplined. And people remember that. People remember professionalism. Because there's a bunch of assholes out there. So it's too easy for me to be cool with the green room lady, to the lady that's serving me drinks, And you know what I mean? So now the club's like, hey man, we gotta bring D-Lay back, man. He take care of people. He make sure he tip the staff. That's another thing. You gotta tip the staff.
Right.
Everybody's at work.
Everybody eats, yeah.
Yep.
Everybody gotta have some. I don't care. You headlining. You're responsible for all the shit that go wrong or good in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I learned that through Bill, man. He's a solid guy, man. He's never in his life told me to tone it down. I'll never forget one night he was like, hey man, go get a standing O.
That's your Bill Bellamy voice.
What headliner tell an opening nigga to go get a standing O?
Right.
He mean it.
Do your best.
We're in Dallas, Arlington. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna just step on the gas. Because if you know your rhythm, you know your pace, you know how your jokes build. I'm like, oh, you know what? I know I'm gonna just do a tight 15 and drop them off right. Bam, right? I go up, I do my set, bam, it's rolling, bam. Got to that last joke. I was like, I'm D-Lay. And they stood up. And I was like, oh shit. I didn't even know how to take my stand up. I was just like, oh shit. You know, it was a rush.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Came on stage, and Bill was like, and you know how somebody's happy for you. He was like, that's what I'm talking about, nigga. I was like, go get it. He was like, I'm about to go get an O2. I was like, pump your brakes, Bill. They usually don't come back to back like that. Pump
You
your
got
brakes.
one for the night.
Shit, this motherfucker go in there and he's in his rhythm. Wow. When you, as a comedian, when you in that zone, you got that rhythm. You know, you
Right.
can do anything. This motherfucker drop him out. I'm Bill Bellamy. Whole room stood up, and I was like, that's the type of confidence I want to have as a headliner.
Yeah.
It don't matter what goes on before me. They paid to see me. I should have enough skill set to go deliver a great job to these people, despite what happened before me.
Yeah.
Man, that man, Bruce told me we're in Japan, and it's my first time working with Bruce, and he was like, "Hey man, I heard some good things about you." I was like, "Man, thank you." And I was like, "Hey man, is there any jokes you don't want me to do before?" You know what I mean? He was like, "Man," we was on a van. He was sitting back like on a van. He had a whole seat to himself in the back. I said, "Man, anything joke you want me to do?" He said, "Man, I don't give a damn what you do out there. You can ride a zebra out in that bitch." I don't give it. I was like, wow. And he meant it. He meant it. You know what I mean? So again, being a young comedian, you get these opportunities, you get these experiences to learn, and you take from each experience and each comedian, because everybody, you can learn a piece of professionalism from anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So when you transition to, because obviously we all been on the internet for a second, but there's some point that you say, yo, I'm gonna really start creating this content and building this brand online. When was that, and what was that process?
8 bookings is when that was. When I got
what
8
year
bookings
was that? That was when?
last year. Listen,
Okay.
my numbers just jumped
Okay.
like this.
Got it.
When I realized, I was like, oh, okay, I'm home all day. I posted so much one day, Instagram wrote me. They was like, hey man, it's starting to look spammy. Like you posted a lot.
Don't you look at
And you're not
spammy,
even
D-Lay.
spacing this shit out. Like you just posted 2 minutes ago. Nigga, who got this much content?
They think you a bot.
Bitch, you are. Who are you? Nigga? Send in your ID. Verify yourself. Run me that ID. And I realized, man, it's an audience out there that don't know who I am. I'm sitting on this hot shit. I'm about to start giving it to them. How y'all want to give it to me? Okay, y'all ain't familiar with my stand-up. All right, cool. If I drop it right now, y'all probably won't even look at it. Let's hit these goddamn reactions. Let's talk. Let me put my funny on these videos that y'all see every day. Let me put my special thing on these videos. And then they start coming. Then I throw a goddamn stand-up clip in there. It was like, oh, shit. Do you know there's people that come to my page right now today? Right now, I'll be like, man, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. Nigga, you should do stand-up.
Not putting you on.
I tell them, man, everybody say that. That's crazy. That you would admit that.
about it.
But what I'm saying is, think about that. The audience only know what you give to them.
They meet you.
And this thing is a new
wherever,
person just jumped on your page today because you just posted. I never seen you before. So whatever that is, whatever that type of video it is, it could be you sitting down, listening to some music. Okay, this dude vibes to music and makes funny jokes about it. Oh, this dude, he just straight stand. Go to Ali page. Ain't shit on it but stand up.
Right.
All of them. ain't a skit, ain't all stand up. I told Ali, and Ali don't care. I said, Ali, listen, I don't know if you know this, but it's a nigga that's got a TikTok page named Ali Siddiq, and it ain't you. It's not you at all, but he got all your shit up. Man, that's crazy. They do that, D. Like, I said, I know, man, but like you can't. That's your people make money off your shit. You know what I mean? Right. I don't know if y'all know how to go on TikTok. Yeah. Whoever posts first gets the money.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Right.
If you post a video
I know that shit.
on your Instagram, and I'm like, God, that was good. Snatch and go put it on TikTok before you, and you go put it up. Them like that video is not qualified for monetization.
Right, you're not the owner of it.
That's it's a dirty ass game. But the point is, I kept putting out content. I kept putting out content because I knew if you just feed them, they coming. Hey, bro, if you just keep, you ain't got no dog. Put a plate of food out. Just every day. Just put a plate of food out. That's gonna be different shit that's gonna come. But just keep putting a plate of food out every day. At some point, some dogs gonna start coming around your house. Because you put out food every day.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And you ain't putting out no bullshit food. You putting out good food.
Right.
You putting out, just one day you had steak. Who the fuck put steak out there like that?
I might be in the front.
Right. I was going to say, you can fuck around and get a human.
You see what I'm saying? It's equivalent to the content.
You might get a bad bitch.
Same thing with the content. If I give it to you, when you open up your phone most days, I'm the first nigga you see.
Right.
You know why? Because out of all the people you follow, let's say you follow me, right? Out of all the people you follow, I post the most out of them.
Right.
So my shit gonna be on the top of your timeline.
Yeah.
So D-Lay, I think this is a good place to ask you right here, and hopefully you don't get offended. Mm-hmm. Do people confuse you, or does it bother you if people say, like, are you more of a comedian or an influencer?
Boy, I thought you were about to say it's Tommy Davidson. Shit! God damn, another Tommy Davidson. That's why I grew my shit.
That question.
That's why I grew my shit. No, I get it. People don't understand the language. You know what I mean? So if they say, oh, you, I get it. You know what I mean? But I know, and my peers know who D-Lay is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I may just be getting introduced to the social media, environment, but, I've been doing comedy 24 years. Mm-hmm. So if somebody says you're a social influencer versus this or that, I'm an entertainer. I'm a hybrid. I'm nice on the mic. I'm nice on social media. And I just make that a thing. And it's fun for me, man. It's fun. I do it because it's fun. I don't feel right if I don't post. If I go a day and I didn't post nothing, I'm like, you ain't shit. Let me tell you why. Because I missed the day to gain audience members, to gain new fans.
Do you interact with your fans?
Yes.
Online?
Yes. I'm in the comments when I go live. I hate motherfuckers that go live and just sit there and just... Man, I'm about to go get a haircut. Go get your fucking haircut then. Shit. I'm sitting there wasting our goddamn time. It's important. You know why? Because I see the reaction. My fans. Oh shit, he responded. Yeah.
Right.
Bro, I'm just like you. 4 years ago, I was on welfare. I was on motherfucking food stamps. You can't tell me you can't change your life around. I was on food stamps. You had to peel me off them bitches too because they give you cash with that. They give you the stamps and
you had cash benefits.
Cash aid. It's called cash aid. They fucked around and gave me $600 a month. It didn't last me. I only was on food stamps for 3 months. It didn't last. It was like, wait a minute. Because you got to go in and apply. You got to go. You got to go in there and show this.
Right.
And I got two. I was like, man, no, I ain't going in there. I remember on Martin when Martin didn't want to go to the DMV.
Right.
that's how I felt, man. I went down there, man, one time, and this lady looked at me, and the way she looked at me, it made me. It was like, you got to get your life together. And she didn't even say nothing. She said, "Wait a minute." I was like, I gotta get my shit together. That mean you ain't shit. What you doing in here? That's what I don't know what that woman meant by that, but I just translated it all as, man, you gotta get your shit together. And then I just started working, man. I stopped waiting on people, man. I stopped waiting, man.
Yeah.
They not coming, fam.
Right.
That's your dream.
Right.
That is for you. They will never see through your lenses. My family thought I was nuts when I left Louisiana. I quit school. I'm going to school at LSU. Nobody going to school in my family. When I quit my junior year, Man, they thought I was
Oh,
nuts.
you were so close to finishing, huh?
But I didn't care. I knew what I wanted to do. I ain't doing this to please y'all. Y'all had generations to fix this shit. All this shit fucked up. I'm the hero. You niggas follow me. Fuck y'all mean what you're doing? Ruining your life. Nigga, yours already ruined. I can't quit. So people are not gonna see. They not gonna see your vision, man. And you can't get upset when they don't, and you can't get upset when nobody helps. Because it's up to you. And when people help, be grateful for it.
Right.
But don't, because you let yourself down when you have an expectation of somebody.
I dig it.
Can I interject and say something?
Please, Sean.
You just hit a point that's really it irritates my soul. Not what you said, but what you said. Right? You had 8 bookings last year, and I know comedians who are great comedians who have very similar story. I know niggas that's in extreme credit card debt. I know people that's that live very meagerly that are phenomenal, right? And I think that that's what bothers me more than anything, knowing that, right? You got people who, and again, not hating, not sounding whatever, but you have people who, by some anomaly, they got through, right? And there are people who they know who aren't there. And it's nobody's responsibility. But at the same time, if you a solid nigga, like I tell people all the time, my biggest thing with being a comedian and being in comedy, and I've proven it because when I did have the little power that I have, I stretched it as far as I could because I care about the craft and I care about the quality of it, right? And I really hate that for every nigga that I can kind of say is mid that's eating well, I could damn near name 2 niggas that in that same space would not only be beneficial to them, but us, right? Because you have to post so many videos and this is not shitting on you, this is just calling out what it is. You put out videos, you got millions of followers because you're giving them something that's not normal, which is funny shit. Do you get what I'm saying? So niggas is so thirsty that they have to come. There's no movies. There's no sitcoms. I got to go look at delay for 30 seconds at a time because this shit is mid.
I get what you're saying.
Do you see what I'm saying? And so when I speak on shit, it's not from a me standpoint. Like I had a meeting with some niggas and they said, well, Sean, you know, your temperament is probably a big reason as to why you didn't get where people thought you were going to get. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not the first asshole in entertainment. And you're not going to cap me into believing that. Right. Everybody else was cool. And here comes Sean with his bullshit. Right. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, let's take that ideology.
It's interesting. Sean,
why did Marcus Combs die not famous? The nigga was a monster. Everybody knew him because they shouted him out when he died. Niggas that never booked him sent the rest in peace to him.
But Sean, what about the really, really smart nigga that's a bum? Like, think you don't always just get. It's really smart niggas.
I say that I'm lazy. I say that I'm lazy. Okay. Right? I can say that for myself. I don't do skits. I don't do nothing. I don't go the extra mile. I can say that about myself. Yeah. But I see niggas that do. I see niggas that try. I see niggas that don't have bad business etiquette. Yep. Tyler Craig didn't have bad business etiquette. You know what I mean? That nigga was a great business person. So it's like, we can't keep ignoring the fact that niggas just ain't doing what they supposed to do.
You don't think there's no dope actors who not that damn, it might be as cold as Denzel that we don't know?
There may very well be, bro. There may very well be, but it's not a podcast of actors like really displaying what's going on. We display and we know what's going on. I've acted in movies and I know actors, but the niggas that I know, they don't talk about, oh, this nigga tried to do this scene like me, or this nigga stole my I do this shit and he do this shit. Like it's on a whole nother level how treacherous comedy is, bro. And I just really feel like what Ryan Davis said, it has to happen, man. It got to be a flipping power because the way this shit is going now, it can't. But it worked for you because you've learned how to work within that space. Mm-hmm. But think about what that says in general, that people have to go look to Delay to post 8 times. 2 million people look to you because they can't look nowhere else, or they feel like they can't. Do that make sense?
Or they're saying, I'm watching this guy because I see him in movies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're missing what I'm saying. No, but you're funny. You're great. Right, that's why they're coming to you.
Right. But what I'm saying is, both things could be true. They could say, you know what? I like this guy because I see him potentially in an action movie. I see him in a dramatic movie. I see him doing the stand-up specials, right? Then they have the other space in which they may be able to, it's not a whole bunch of stuff. So that's what it gets me to this point right here. You have to create your own thing. Like that 1990s shit where a casting director sees you in the drive-thru and sees you singing a Coca-Cola commercial, and you put this nigga, you see him on the city bus, and this motherfucker like, that nigga right there could be singing. He got a bald head. We got to put this nigga in a Coca-Cola commercial.
Right.
The shit it doesn't happen like that now. Now, if you have something, if you think you dope with something, if you think you got something, shoot it.
Right.
That's it. That's it. I'm not waiting on a Netflix special, and it's not a diss to Netflix, or it's not to any other network. But like, why am I waiting? What do you mean?
Right.
Netflix should do exactly what Netflix is doing.
Right.
I should make myself more visible, in which Netflix says, hey, we need to partner with that nigga. Right. Who is D? Like, who is this nigga? That.
Right.
Because we sit on the passenger side of our career just waiting.
Yeah.
Right.
Or get out the car, get into the driver's side, and take your ass where you said you wanted to go.
Right.
I am absolutely guilty of that. So I'm not speaking on that. But I am saying that I know people that are not guilty of what I am guilty of. You know, and I hear it all the time. And for me to hear that a person like you only got 8 gigs, that really bothered me, bro. Like, that really bothers me that people are okay that can hear that and not want to do more.
Rashawn, it's not their problem.
That's right.
That 8 gigs was for Delay.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what I need to do in addition to these 8 gigs. So when next year comes, now I've got 80.
So, Delay, before I ask you this question, had you had 80 bookings, do you think you would be who you are today? Do you think that absence of bookings pushed you to really take advantage of the time you had to be creative? If you were busy with being on the road and being on tours, do you think you would have had the time to develop yourself into the comedy professional you are today?
I think it would have happened both ways, because if I got 80 gigs, that means I've got enough gigs where people want to see me. So that visibility is there on that spectrum. Mm-hmm. So what I would do is I would bring my cameras with me. So I'm going to get this footage one way or another.
Right.
Either y'all going to see me doing this stand-up when I'm booked, or y'all going to see me doing these reaction videos when I'm not. But either way, the social media wave was coming. It wasn't going nowhere.
Out in the streets, yeah.
So by hook or crook, this was your destiny.
By hook or crook, as my grandma used to say, by hook or crook. I was going to do, you cannot get away from social media. I remember 10 years ago, dudes saying, man, I ain't with all that old social media shit. Yeah, I'm a real stand-up.
Well,
now, 10 years later, niggas like, man, shit. Oh, that's you again. Niggas literally watched all the episodes and took fucking real. Like, but you see what I mean? See how it never left? It's been 10 years. It's been longer than 10 years.
Yeah, it's around.
But it's not going no place, and it's just going to keep getting better. So you just might as well perfect your lane and whatever you present to the people, because you got to give them something.
Right.
You went 24 hours and didn't say nothing to nobody on social media.
Yeah, that's it.
And you have a brand that you want to push. There's 24. You ain't going there, motherfucker, and be like, hey, I'm here. Bye. Say something to them. Dog.
No, I mean, like when I see your skits, bro, it's simple. And it's funny as shit. You know what I mean? And you found a way. How my brain works, and I think this is how I stand in my own way. I look to be a certain way with everything. And like we've had social media people out here like, nigga, I throw 20 skits out if only one of them hit. That's whatever. How I'm set up mentally, that's failure, right? And I don't like to fail. Do you understand? And I think that secretly that may be why I don't try certain shit because I don't want to fail. I've never failed. You know what I mean? And I can say that publicly. That could be why I don't do skits, because if my skits don't hit, I'd be like, man, fuck these people.
No, then everybody feels that. Everybody that starts doing skits, you go through that. Yeah. You start, you're gonna be like, you post it, you won't do shit. You just looking at this phone like, man, this motherfucker got 4 views.
Right.
Shit has been up 8 minutes. It's been like 4 views. And this is what the mentality of the comedian that says, I don't know if I can do this. If the comedian's on the fence, this is the mentality about doing social media content. He just posted something. He's been up for an hour. He got 100 views. He's sick. You know why he's sick? Because as comedians, when we tell a joke, we used to get that reciprocity right then. And it's big.
Yeah.
So in our mind, I just put this shit out and only 100 people like it. But that's not the social media game. Social media game is consistency. You have to just consistently let me tell you something. If I come to your page, right, and I'm looking at your page, and I see a funny
tumbleweed.
But here's the deal. Watch this though. But let's say yesterday you posted a funny ass skit, right? It's hilarious. 1 million views in a day. If I come, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh shit, this nigga, boy. Automatically I'm coming back tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Automatically I'm coming because I've seen something that stood out on all the shit I'm looking at on social media. Now, here's the kicker with this. If I come tomorrow and you ain't got shit posted, I'm out of there.
I'm off.
I'm not coming back.
You lost me. I'm not coming back. It's like going to BET and I see a show on BET. I'm like, man, that show that came on Monday, that shit was funny. If I go back next Monday or the next day and I don't see it, I'm not going back to BET. I'm going to go to CBS. I'm going to go to Hulu. I'm going to go to same thing with social media. It's too many niggas to choose from.
Right.
All these funny niggas, they like, man, Sean ain't post. Man,
going somewhere else.
Knowledge guy. Okay, knowledge post something. All right, cool. Let me go delete. I knew this nigga got 5 up already. You see how I'm
right.
I'm training them to know this is what you're gonna get here. I got you.
Yeah.
So speaking of social media comedians, is there somebody online right now that you think is really funny? And do you think that in order to prove they're truly funny, that they should be doing something on stage?
No. Listen, don't get your ass up there. Sit down. Don't get on that stage. Listen, that's the problem. We be bucking these people up too quick. Hey, man, them last 5 videos got 1 million views. They got 1 million. That don't mean that he's funny in stand-up. Let's stop trying to push these people to that. Let them make the decision. Let them be like, hey, man, let them inquire. Hey, man, what do you think about me getting into comedy? Hey, but just pushing them, because that's the problem. False ass hope. We be giving them false ass hope.
Right.
Bro, you don't see them videos? I just posted a video of these girls hyping this girl up with blue hair, with blue jeans, motherfucking distressed jeans in her hair. Oh, Carla, bitch. Carla, bitch. That's our problem.
Right.
No. So now Carla thinks that this shit is hot. So now she gonna put pink hair in distressed jeans until somebody say, hey, Carla, what the fuck was this?
Sit your old ass down.
What was this?
Damn.
But we hype me up. Nah, fam. Everybody not ready for that stage. They're not. They're not. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. When it comes to stand-up comedy, be totally honest with you. People that know me know this. But when it comes to stand-up comedy, watching a nigga bomb is hilarious. I'm talking about that can't get out of the bomb.
Right.
He don't know how to get out of this. Like in jiu-jitsu, you don't know how to counter this move. You ain't got shit for it. And watching them uncomfortable, shit, nigga. Ooh, you niggas tough tonight.
Yeah, man.
How much more time I got? 45. Ooh, shit, he said 45. He 45. Shit, he said it again. Shit, ooh, man, man. How many of y'all in relationships? All of us, nigga. Ooh, shit, they talking back tonight. God damn. That's hilarious to me. He don't know where to go with this.
Man.
And don't let a nigga yell out on him, hey, nigga, what's up with that shirt? Now these niggas on my shirt.
And the first thing they're gonna do is throw that bag out there. Well, that's why, nigga, I got that motherfucker. You came to see me. I got the money. I got 20,000. Nigga, you paid to sit there.
Yeah, but it ain't. And the reason why I laugh is because I've been in that position. I've been in that uncomfortable position. So you were talking about Tina Graham earlier.
Yeah.
Tina Graham invited me. I just did Comic View. And she invited me to New York. She was like, you got to come do the New York run. I was like, all right, cool. I'm young. I'm cocky. I just did that. Man, I'm good. I'm good. She was like, I'm going to take you to Footprints. I was like, yeah, let's go to Footprints. Now, if you don't know nothing about Footprints, Footprints is probably the worst goddamn club in America. This motherfucker's terrible. They are not there. There's a bunch of Jamaicans, West Indians, they in there, and Freddie Ricks used to host this night.
Yeah, I love
and
Freddie.
They are in there for everything but comedy. They ain't no stage. You just level out. And I don't know. I think she's bringing me here to get something to eat before we go to the comedy club. I don't know.
All right.
She was like, you up next. I was like, next. So, and Howie Bell was up there. Now, I'm a young buck, and Howie, I was like, if Howie's not winning tonight,
Right.
I'm going to die. Ain't no way I can get out of this shit. Because Howie was a vet. I was like,
Yeah.
and he just kept going through the shit. He wasn't complaining.
Gonna
He
keep
knew.
rolling.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Get this bread.
It is,
nigga.
yeah.
I go up there.
Sometimes you just gotta get the bread, nigga.
I'm so nervous. Because when they introduced me, they were still talking, and I was used to comedians like a comedy, like a crowd.
Right.
They were still talking, so it made me nervous. So I opened with my closer.
See what this do.
I ain't know what I said. I'm gonna get this. Let's get this bitch popping right away. I hit them with that motherfucking closer, and they just kept talking.
It's out there here from here,
Shit. Ooh. I said, man, let me go. Okay. And then I'm speeding it up. And then as I'm speeding it up, a waitress comes right in front of me and takes motherfucker's order. She was like, what you say? And I was like, I'm on the mic. And I realized, oh, okay. Y'all fucking over me. I'm getting fucked over. And Tina, your motherfucking ass is responsible for this. So I'm hot. I walk off. I was like, I turned to it like I was on a soap opera. I said, Tina, you ruined me.
That's funny.
She said, what?
as hell.
Why'd you bring me here? She was like, Dilly, everybody bombs here. I said, that's not the point. Why did you bring me here? You wanted me to bomb? She's like, no, everybody needs to come to this room. Listen, you did fine. I did fine. Nobody laughed. What do you mean I did fine? They didn't laugh. They didn't even know I was up there.
Nah, New York is my biggest bomb too.
Them motherfuckers didn't give a shit
Oh
about
my
me.
goodness.
Nigga, I bombed at Cheetahs in front of talent, and I love talent, right? Like if you're any 90s kid, you know talent, you love talent. Talent was like that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I bombed so bad that a nigga asked talent got his foot on the stage like it's time to go.
Right.
A nigga walked up like, why is this nigga even alive, son?
Why is he alive?
Yo, that
You want
nigga
me dead?
That's how bad it was going. I was
Oh
like,
my God.
oh
It was a different
shit,
place.
this nigga want my soul gone.
Dead.
I do
DJ,
wanna-
I'm sorry. Real quick. So, are you a different dude on stage than online? Did you have to like create a little bit of a different version of you? Because I've heard from influencers before, like they talk about traditional comedians trying to come and make content, and that shit ain't the same. It's a different thing. Did you have to change?
No.
A little bit? No.
I didn't, because it was people already doing reaction videos. The precision and the beauty of doing it is you putting your spin on it. Like, you know what you're finna get when you get to my page. You see the video.
Yeah.
When you see the video and I'm in the corner, or if you see the video and I'm coming after the main piece of the video,
yeah.
you kind of know what you about to get. You either gonna get some glasses, you about to get me called Lisa, you about to get, I beg your damn pardon. You know something. So, because I've carved out this niche in how I'm gonna show you these videos. So you know it's an order to these videos.
Dig it.
You know exactly what you're gonna get. You're gonna get this type, you're gonna get this type, and then I'll throw in some stand-up. This stand-up. And you just repeat, rinse and repeat.
Got you.
But I never changed up anything. I think that's what you see the rawest people on earth.
Yeah.
Or the most celebrated people. Cardi B. I remember when she was just starting, but she was honest and raw, and it was refreshing. It was ghetto-ly refreshing to just be like.
Yeah, I seen her with Leon, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Who was that?
She had a picture with Leon and shit, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" She hilarious.
Yeah.
And then that, like, maybe a year later, she like super blue, and I was like, "Damn."
So
That's crazy.
speaking of raw and real, do you believe that comedians owe audiences access to like what's really going on in your lives, real life struggles, or should comedians kind of keep some things close to vest and just
We
jokes?
don't owe y'all a bitch ass thing. We give y'all what we feel like y'all should have. Now you got some people, you pouring out is therapeutic for you. If like for me, it's therapeutic when I'm able to get certain things out, deep shit out. It's therapeutic. But as far as me feeling obligated to tell people or peel back certain layers, I don't feel like I'm obligated. I feel like I can give it to you in doses. Because the more you expose yourself, the more they want to dig and try to find more shit. You know what I mean? So I just give people what I want them to have. And I think that works for me.
So can comedians ever be guilty of oversharing and it like compromise them?
No, you can never. Because it depends on like if you decide, man, I'm just going to give, man, I'm about to turn my life over to them. I'm about to tell them it could work. But you got to deal with the shit that come with that. Hey, man, why you ain't tell us about this new girl you had? Man, I gotta tell you everything, but you've been telling me all this other time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you could bear it all, but you gotta know it comes with stuff. Well, the more you open up to them people, the more you give people what you don't know shit about Denzel and his wife. You don't know shit about Samuel and his wife. You just know he got one.
Right. So
We
how
don't know when they arguing. We
Right.
don't know none of that.
Right.
do you purposely keep your, because I haven't seen much of your comedy. Do you keep your wife and family out of your sets?
No, I put them in there, but again, in certain places that I deem necessary to put them in there when I feel it's a clever spot to introduce, a relative as a character, then I do it that way. But and then I can still tell that story without being, you know what I mean,
Deeply intimate and like
without
giving
really-
up personal details.
Exactly.
I can't imagine how like being a wife or like someone dating a comedian and you hear a joke and it's kind of true but not true. And
Yeah.
it lives offline with you. It lives off stage. And now you become this caricature of yourself and have to possibly explain. If you had any advice to up and coming comedians for how to balance that, protect your relationships, what would you tell them?
You have to keep them separate. You have to keep what you really believe is your foundation, what you love, whether it's a family member, whatever it is, you have to keep that. And then you take pieces of that and you'll sprinkle it into your social media, but you've got to have a fine balance. Then you may be the comedian that say, you know what, I don't care. I'm bearing it all. I'm just letting them know everything about me, my relationships, my upbringing, whatever trauma I've been dealing with. That's on that individual. But at some point, you're going to have to balance it out. I think it works best for me to just keep it like this.
Right. And you also are an author of a book, right?
Yes.
Journey Behind the Smile.
Yes.
So you do share something. It might not be in your set, but you're a storyteller. So you're helping people understand who you are and bringing it to them in different places.
Yes.
So.
And another thing, sometimes niggas don't be wanting to read.
Facts.
Yeah.
Niggas don't be wanting to read. So I got an audiobook. I went and got that audiobook because I knew y'all was going to be like, man, what an audiobook, man, I'm a trucker. I can't be driving the book. So the audiobook, it is my voice. And
So you're the narrator.
It's me. And I did something different. My audiobook, it reads like a movie. You know what I mean? When you listen to it, it's sound effects in there.
That's
it's
dope.
different
That's
story.
dope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just brings you in rather than that same deadpan pace with the I want it to be a movie. You know what I mean? And my book, man, it's a roller coaster, and it takes people on a journey from me as a kid to as a teen, to me as a teenager to as an adult to entering comedy. For me growing up in Louisiana, no mother, my dad wasn't there. It takes people on that journey, and then it roots you when you realize where I've come from and who this person is that y'all see today. Because I have a very interesting story.
What's up with What's Funny Today show discount on the audiobook? Can we get a...
I can't hear you break it up. That Wi-Fi is, we got to fix that Wi-Fi knowledge.
Too funny.
That goddamn Wi-Fi is cutting up.
So this has been great. We're going to kind of bring it to the close with a really fun final question. So in your opinion, Delay, what city has the funniest comedy crowds? Chicago, New York, or LA?
It depends on which night in LA. You know what I mean? It depends on which night. Chicago is just a town. Like LA, you expect it to be a comedy town. Chicago made itself a comedy town. I think y'all got the most comics out of everybody. Y'all in Houston, like y'all, and the audience, you can't be on no bullshit. They know they can peep it.
Right.
They're a real audience. So all that bubblegum popcorn shit that's trying to come, they're gonna be like, nah, man. Go on with all that, and they'll tell you from the audience.
Right. I was gonna say a quick question before we get out of here. Too, I want to ask, because I'm always interested in like the journeys and how people move through this space, and when they get to a certain level, I'm always interested when you can get perspectives from that. So like, you toured with Bill, Ali, Jay Reed, etc. If you had to give us, from someone being in that space with Ali, like, what do you think has led to that rise? Been around for a while, just like a number of people have been around.
Yeah.
But he's done that. You probably know better than others, or at least have a good perspective. Why has he done that?
The thing that people don't see is this man, before all this man had like 8 albums out.
Comedy albums.
He had 8 comedy albums.
You got you.
So he's always been disciplined in creating the content.
Okay.
And he's always writing. You know what I mean? So when we were on tour, he was always doing some other side stuff, in comedy. So working in this, he had different rooms in Houston. Again, he got albums, so you know what I mean. You when you have that type of content, when you get that much content, again, why would he wait on Netflix? Think about that.
Right.
Why would he wait on Amazon Prime? Why would he wait on anybody? I got it.
Right.
Let's just shoot it and give it to the people.
Yeah.
And then the powers that be, these networks, would be like, man, maybe we messed up. Maybe we should take a look at that. Maybe we didn't, because let me tell you something. It all boils down to money.
Yeah.
I don't have to like you.
Right.
But if I can make some money with you,
Yep.
that's what it all boils down to. So, I mean, he just carved out a lane, and he's my best friend. We talk just about every day. He still feel like, nah, it ain't enough. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
That's dope.
Yeah.
He's at the top of the game.
Yeah.
And he's still like, nah, I got 5 more in the can. And for me, and that's another thing, we got to learn as artists, as comedians, to be happy when it ain't our turn.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting there watching my guy go edit. I had 8 bookings last year. And you know what I'm still doing? Let's go, Lee.
Right.
Hey, let's go, baby. He didn't even know I had 8. He didn't know.
Right.
Nobody knew this. But why am I to look at him like, he deserved it? You know why? He put the work in.
Right.
He put that work in. He made himself that household name.
Yeah.
He did that. He did it.
Facts.
He said, I'm going to drop this. And same thing as what I'm doing on social media. He doing it long form.
Yeah.
He doing it long. It's unheard of. Nobody's dropping 5 specials in a year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But he's doing it. And as long as you got that, keep putting the food out every day and watch they come eat. That's how it goes. So he carved out his lane by just being disciplined. He's very disciplined. To do something like that, you have to be really, really disciplined.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
Well, this show has been bananas. D-Lay, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining
For
us.
sure,
It's been
for sure.
amazing. Sean, as always, insightful, funny, knowledge. Thank you so much for
Yeah, I'm
chiming
just here.
in. You know, you do your thing. With that, make sure you follow us on all of our social media, and we will check you all next time. Peace, y'all.